Hello there, Taylor with the Armageddon Report. So today, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's both a chance for significant hail, so that'd be 2 inches or larger, and EF2 tornadoes. On a scale of EF0 to EF5, and EF2 or greater is considered a strong tornado. So we have 3 different slight risk areas going on: Texas, a little bit of Oklahoma, a whole bunch of states over here, several states over here. So where is the tornado threat today? It is, fortunately, and of course unfortunately, if you live in this area, it is isolated to here, theoretically. Now, of course, you could see tornadoes elsewhere, but this is where it's way more likely to happen. So we've got as high as a 10% chance of a tornado today, and then the black hashed area is where the strong tornadoes are more likely to occur than elsewhere. So it doesn't mean that you couldn't see a strong tornado in one of these areas, but it means that if a strong tornado does occur, it would be way more likely to happen in the black hatched area than anywhere else. And then, of course, hopefully, there won't be tornadoes at all. So moving on to the wind map, so that would be winds that are 58 miles per hour greater, and there are no black hatched areas today. If there were, I believe it means it's 75 miles per hour greater. But Iowa and a bit of Nebraska has the highest wind risks today, but we've got the slight risk areas over here that have the 15% chance. Hail map looks somewhat similar. So we've got a 1 inch or larger hail chance for everybody, but the black hatched area is where 2 inch or larger hail would be more likely to occur than elsewhere. So, and then of course as high as a 30% again for Iowa, and maybe a little bit of Minnesota and Nebraska and a little bit of South Dakota. So somewhat overlapping. It looks like it's east of where the strong tornado area is. So we'll move on to the warnings. So this is, of course, will be completely out of date by the time you're watching this, but 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right next to each other in Iowa, and then one way down here in Missouri. So that's what's going on right this second. 2 different severe thunderstorm watches in effect. And then if we go over here to the mesoscale discussions, let's see, 21 minus 5. I can't do math off the top of my head. Is that 4 p.m. Central, I think? Yes, 4 p.m. Here's the problem. It's in 24-hour time, so not only if it's central do you have to subtract 5, but then you have to convert that number into 12-hour time. So 4 o'clock in the afternoon is apparently when the tornado watch, or as it says, the tornad watch will be needed. And of course, if you've been paying attention to things like the probability of watch issuance, in this case 95%, so they're almost certainly going to issue that one soon-ish, by 4 p.m. Central, apparently. And then tomorrow, we've got 2 different slight risk areas going on again, and we once again also have the black hatched area. Now, I believe that they only mention tornadoes with the words isolated attached to it. So I'm going to almost certainly say that tomorrow, the black hatched area is most likely going to be for significant hail, so 2 inch or larger hail rather than strong tornadoes. Day after tomorrow, we've got a slight risk area going on again, touching many different states. And if we go over here, luckily no black hatched areas, so hopefully it stays like that. It continues to look like that with no significant severe weather predicted. And then day 4 through 8, back to predictability too low once more. I think it was just 1 or 2 days where there was actually something on the map. So predictability too low versus probability too low, which we'll sometimes see as well, especially in the winter months. Predictability too low means that the models are showing that there's severe weather possible, but there's not like enough agreement between the different runs or whatever it is for the Storm Prediction Center to actually put something on the map and say, here's where we think it's going to be and when we think it's going to be. But if you want to read, if you want to use your eyes and your brain and your literacy or whatever, you can read down there and find out if they're talking about your area. So today, right, I don't know. So here's what's going on. You've got the significant hail possibility, the strong tornadoes. So absolutely, if you're in this area today, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, you definitely need to pay attention because you are in the hot zone for the tornadoes. Now to compare it, if you weren't paying attention mid-April where we had the tornado outbreak, the numbers were as high as 45%. So to put it in some perspective, it's both a fairly high chance and of course, the strong tornado chance makes it even more freaky, if you want to call it that. But it's not like tornado outbreak type material, hopefully. So that's what's going on. You should totally pay attention. WickedWix, wickedwx.com, weather.gov, Storm Prediction Center. Have your weather radio on. Make sure it's actually working. Have your normal radio on if they happen to cover weather. Have your TV on if they cover weather, etc., etc. Pay attention today and stay safe out there.